Hello friends, in earlier classes we have studied the oxidation process of aldehyde. Suppose this is the aldehyde, I will write a general structure, and when it undergoes oxidation in presence of KMnO4 as the oxidizing agent, the CHO group is going to convert into acid, that is RCOH. So we get here acid as a product. So similar strategy when we use for the ketone as a reactant, then the expected product should be like this: RCOOR. That is, ketone should give ester as a oxidizing product in presence of KMnO4. But this process or this oxidation is not possible in presence of KMnO4. Then how one can convert this ketone into the ester? There is a one way. By using that, one can convert this ketone into the ester, and that way is nothing but the Beer-Villiger oxidation process. So in this lecture we will discuss the Beer-Villiger oxidation reaction in a detail, and in that we will study the general reaction of Beer-Villiger oxidation, then which per acids that are effective in oxidation process. We will study the mechanism of Beer-Villiger oxidation, how the stereochemistry of product is retained in the oxidation process, and finally we will come towards the synthetic application of Beer-Villiger oxidation process. So let's start with the Beer-Villiger oxidation and its general reaction. So I will write here a general reaction. We know that the Beer-Villiger oxidation process is nothing but the conversion of ketone into the corresponding ester by using per acid. So I will write the structure of ketone like this: RCO R dash. These are the two alkyl groups, and in presence of per acid, this ketone is converted into RCO R dash. This is the ester. So the product of this oxidation is ester, and when we look the structure of this product and this reactant, it is confirmed that there is insertion of oxygen between carbonyl carbon and alkyl group. It may be a R dash or R, and it is possible only when we use a per acid. So it is necessary to understand the statement of this Beer-Villiger oxidation. So the statement is very much clear. The oxidation of ketone into ester in presence of per acid is called as Beer-Villiger oxidation process. Now, which per acids they are used in this Beer-Villiger oxidation process, that we are going to study. So I will write here per acids. Now the structure of acid or carboxylic acid that we have known, that is RCOOH. Then what is meant by per acid? If this carboxylic acid is written once again and one oxygen is added between this carbonyl carbon and oxygen, then it is called as a per acid. So the per acid of this carboxylic acid, I can write RCO, O single bond O, and there is a H. So there is an insertion of one oxygen either at this position or at this position, then it is giving a per acid. This is the general structure or general formula of per acid. This R, it may be a alkyl group or aryl group. So we can write the number of structures of per acid. When R is equal to CH3, then we get CH3CO OOH. It is per acetic acid. If this R is equal to CF3, then it is RCOOOH. The name of this compound is 4-trifluoroacetic acid, and short form is PTFAA, per trifluoroacetic acid. These are the per acids that are obtained by replacing R group by any alkyl group. If I replace this R group by aryl group, then we get corresponding aryl per acids, and for this purpose I will write the structure of aryl per acid by replacing the R group by benzene, and the structure will be like this. This is first compound, and here I will write COOH. It is per benzoic acid, and the short form of this compound is PBA. If I attach a chlorine group at the meta position to the per acid functionality, then we get a meta-chloro per benzoic acid. So it will be a meta-chloro per benzoic acid. It is a famous per benzoic acid that are used for the epoxidation process also, and for Beer-Villiger oxidation process. Out of these four compound, two are alkyl substituted and two are aryl substituted, and the rate of Beer-Villiger oxidation process depends upon the group which are attached to the per acids. Here there is a presence of CH3, here there is a presence of benzyl group or phenyl group, here there is a presence of per trifluoro group, and here it is a metachlorophenyl ring. Now it is clear that electron withdrawing group, when they are attached to the per acid, they accelerate the rate of reaction. So out of the four compounds or four per acid, the trifluoroacetic acid and metachloroperbenzoic acid, they are effective in causing Beer-Villiger oxidation process. So it is all about the per acid and their effectiveness. Now come towards the mechanism of this reaction. It is very much simple one, in which there is a protonation and addition of per acid. So we will come towards the mechanism of this Beer-Villiger oxidation process. First step, it is a protonation, and for that purpose I will write the structure of ketone RCOR dash. It is a ketone. When it undergoes protonation, it will give a corresponding carbocation. It is R dash, and here there is a presence of positive charge. The second step is attack of per acid, attack of per acid on carbocation or protonated ketone. So in the second step, what will happen? The per acid, let's take RCOOOH, and it is converted into RCOO minus and H plus. When it is reacted with this functionality, that is RCOH and R dash, here there is a presence of positive charge, then this negatively charged oxygen attacks on this carbon and it will give a corresponding RCOO. Here there is a O, then this oxygen is attached with the carbon, then there is a presence of R, R dash, and here there is a presence of OH. In this way, we get the corresponding compound. Now, if you look at the structure of this compound, it is clear that here this oxygen contains lone pair, this oxygen contains lone pair, and these are the two electronegative atoms. They are joined by the single bond, and that's why this bond that is in between oxygen and oxygen, it is weak one and it is undergoing a breaking. And when it undergoes breaking, at that time, one of the alkyl group, it may be a R or R dash, it is transferred from this carbon to the oxygen. And the breaking of this oxygen-oxygen bond is occurs in such a way that this oxygen abstract two electrons from this bond and it is converted into RCOO minus, that is carboxylate ion, and this R dash is transferred from this carbon to oxygen. In this way, there is a rearrangement of this alkyl group from the carbon to the oxygen, and oxygen is electron deficient one because the electron from this bond they are taken away by this oxygen. So we get here this type of structure, and RC, here there is a OH. Now R dash is transferred from carbon to oxygen, so I will write here R dash, and then this carbon becomes a positively charged and remaining will be the carboxylate ion. Duration of this R or R dash, it depends upon the migratory aptitude. We will see that migratory aptitude. First of all, we will finish this mechanism. Now what happens? The electron lone pair, they came back and they form this type of basis, that is RC double bond OH. Then here there is R dash. Oxygen possesses positive charge. There is a deprotonation of this species or compound and it will eliminate hydrogen, and finally we get a ester RCOO R dash. In this way, one of the alkyl group is migrated from this ketone to give a corresponding ester. The migration depends upon its migratory aptitude. So we will have to study the migratory aptitude of different alkyl and aryl group. So let's start with the migratory aptitude. In case of aryl ketones, in case of alkyl ketones, or in case of aryl alkyl ketones, we have to study the migratory aptitude. First of all, we will take only alkyl ketones. In alkyl ketones, the migratory aptitude is like this. Tertiary alkyl group is having more migratory aptitude than secondary, than primary, than CH3. In aryl ketones, if the aryl ketones are present in the Beer-Villiger oxidation process, then the migratory aptitude is like this. Suppose the aryl ketones are having the structure like this. This is benzene, it is having OCH3, is having greater migratory aptitude than toluene, than benzyl, or sorry, phenyl, than chlorophenyl, than nitrophenyl. So this is in the aryl ketones, we are observing the migratory aptitude. Then suppose the ketone is mixed one and it is having the structure in which there is a presence of alkyl as well as aryl group. So alkyl aryl ketone, they are having a migratory aptitude in which the aryl group, they are migrated first or undergo rearrangement first than alkyl group. From the migratory aptitude of aryl ketone, it is clear that electron donating groups such as OCH3, CH3, they are having greater migratory aptitude than electron withdrawing group. So the electron donating group are present on the aryl ketones, then that group is migrated first than electron withdrawing group. Let's see the example of this Beer-Villiger oxidation process. From that, it is very much clear. So I will write the structure like this: CH3, CO. Then here I will write CH, CH3, and CH3. Here upper acid, I will write metachloroperbenzoic acid. Now look at the groups which are present on this compound. Here there is a methyl group, but here there is a isopropyl group, out of which it is a secondary carbon and it is a CH3. That's why we know that the migratory aptitude is tertiary greater than secondary than primary than CH3. So out of these two groups, this group is migrated first. It means that the insertion of oxygen take place at this position, at this carbon and this carbon. So finally we will get CH3 C double bond O. Here I will write O and CH, CH3, CH3. In this way, we can write the structure of ester by using a migratory aptitude of the groups. Now consider the second example in which I will write CH3 once again, then CO, then I will write here a pH group. pH, it means phenyl group. Now we know that migratory aptitude of this phenyl group is more than this methyl. So the oxygen is inserted in between this bond and we get the compound like this CH3CO OPH. In this way, we can write the structure of the compound. Third example in which we will take the benzene which is attached with the methyl group, and at this position there is a presence of C double bond O which is attached with another benzene, and this benzene is attached with the NO2 group. Now see the migratory aptitude. Here NO2 group is electron withdrawing, whereas this group is electron donating. We know that electron donating group is having more migratory aptitude than electron withdrawing. Therefore, this group is migrated. So the oxygen can be inserted in between this bond. So we will write the structure of product like this: CH3, here O, then CO, and remaining will be the nitrophenyl group. In this way, we can write the product of Beer-Villiger oxidation reaction. to the stereochemistry of this Beer villager oxidation process. For that purpose, we will take specific examples. So first example I will write here CH3, then CO, and here there is a presence of CH3. Now when it undergoes Beer-Villager oxidation process in presence of metachloroperbenzoic acid, we know that it will give a ester. And according to the migratory aptitude, this group will migrate because it is a tertiary carbon. And there is an insertion of oxygen between these two carbons. So we get this type of compound C, here H, then CH3. Here I will write oxygen and here a COCH2. In Beer-Villager oxidation process, a retention of configuration is observed. Suppose this carbon, if I look this carbon, then it is clear that it is attached with the four different groups. Therefore, it is a chiral carbon. So it will show either R configuration or S configuration. This configuration is retained in the product. There is no change in the configuration that is observed in the reactant. If it is R, then this carbon is also having R configuration. If this reactant has S configuration, then the product should have S configuration. So the retention of configuration is observed in a Beer-Villager oxidation process. There is no change in the configuration of product. Now consider another example in which I will write a cyclic ketone here, and here I will put a methyl. Here I will write another methyl group. Both are on the same side. Now upon Beer-Villager oxidation process, it will give CBPA, and this is a cyclic ketone. That's why it gives a cyclic ester. And in this process, if you look at the structure of this cyclic ketone, then this is the secondary carbon, whereas this is the tertiary carbon. So the oxygen is going to insert between these two bonds or these two carbons. So we get a ring in which there is oxygen insertion. So 6-membered ring is converted into a 7-membered ring. So I will write like this. And whatever the groups they are present on this carbon, they should have a same configuration because there is a retention of configuration observed in Beer-Villager oxidation process. So in case of cyclic ketone also, in case of aliphatic aromatic ketone, there is a retention of configuration observed in a Beer-Villager oxidation process. Now let's have a look on a synthetic application of this Beer-Villager oxidation process. The synthetic application of Beer-Villager oxidation process involves the oxidation of aldehyde, oxidation of cyclic ketone, and oxidation of diketone. In the oxidation of aldehyde, when propanaldehyde is treated with the metachloroperbenzoic acid, it will give a propionic acid. Why it happens? Because the hydrogen has greater migratory aptitude than any alkyl group. That's why always in case of aldehyde, hydrogen is migrated, and therefore the oxygen is inserted in between carbonyl carbon and hydrogen, and we get corresponding propionic acid. In the oxidation of cyclic ketone, the ring expansion takes place. Here a 6-membered cyclohexanone is converted into 7-membered lactone. So cyclic ketone undergoes ring expansion on Beer-Villager oxidation process to give a corresponding lactones. Whereas in case of oxidation of diketones, we get anhydride. Here the oxygen is inserted in between two carbonyl carbons, and diketone is converted into anhydride. Here there is an example of cyclic diketones, and this cyclic diketone is converted into ketolactones. These are the synthetic applications of Beer-Villiger oxidation process, and in this lecture we have studied the general reaction, mechanism, migratory aptitude, stereochemistry, and synthetic applications of Beer-Villiger oxidation process. So with this we will wind up this lecture. Thank you very much.